Nobody had ever documented what I found in a sealed government building. Nobody had ever documented what I found in a sealed government building. The locals never spoke of it, perhaps because those who knew weren't allowed to remember. My name is irrelevant now. What matters is what I discovered. And what discovered me. This is the story that has never been told. Because until now, no one has survived to tell it. It started on a Tuesday evening. I had been researching abandoned structures for my documentary project, looking for places that had been forgotten by time. A sealed government building appeared in my search results with almost no information attached. Just coordinates and a warning from a forum post that had been deleted years ago. The warning said simply, "Don't go there. They wait for witnesses." I dismissed it as urban legend. I was wrong. So terribly, irreversibly wrong. The journey took 3 hours through roads that became progressively less maintained. The final stretch was barely a path, overgrown with vegetation that seemed to lean inward, as if trying to reclaim the route from human memory. The GPS on my phone flickered and died, leaving me with only the coordinates I had memorized. When I finally arrived, the structure loomed against the darkening sky like something that shouldn't exist. I remember thinking how strange it was that I had never heard of this place before. In an age where every corner of the world has been photographed and catalogued, how could something this massive remain hidden? The building stretched across what must have been several acres. Its architecture a disturbing blend of styles from different eras. Some sections looked Victorian, others brutally modern, and still others seemed to belong to no time period at all. I set up my camera equipment and began documenting. The first hour was unremarkable. Dust, decay, the usual signs of abandonment. Old furniture covered in sheets, broken windows, water damage. But as the sun set completely, I began to notice something strange. My equipment was picking up sounds that I couldn't hear with my own ears. Frequencies just below human perception. And on the recordings, these sounds formed patterns, almost like speech. That's when I found them. Not the silence between seconds themselves. They don't have physical forms in the way we understand them. I found evidence of them. Journals scattered throughout the building, written by people who had come before me, people who had learned too much. The entries grew progressively more fragmented, more desperate. One passage still haunts me. They don't want to hurt us. They want to be us. And they have all the time in existence to wait. I should have left then. Every instinct told me to run. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. And I had come too far to turn back without answers. I ventured deeper into the structure, following the sound my equipment was picking up, a sound that by now I could almost hear, like a whisper at the edge of hearing. The deeper I went, the more the building seemed to change around me. Hallways stretched longer than the building's exterior dimensions should allow. Doors opened into rooms that couldn't possibly exist based on the floor plan I had seen. Time itself began to feel flexible. My watch showed 3 hours had passed. Then suddenly only minutes. Then what felt like days compressed into a single heartbeat. The central chamber was where they waited. The silence between seconds. They exist in the spaces between moments. In the silence between thoughts. They aren't malevolent in the way we understand evil, they simply are. They feed on memory, on consciousness, on the very essence of what makes us who we are. And they had been waiting for someone like me. Someone who would remember them. Someone who would become their bridge back into our world. I tried to run, but the exits had rearranged themselves. Every door led back to that chamber. Every window showed only an endless black void where the outside world should have been. I was trapped in a place that existed outside of normal reality, with entities that had been forgotten by time itself. And then they spoke to me. Not with words, but with memories. Fragments of consciousness from countless absorbed minds flooded into my awareness. I experienced lifetimes of terror, of confusion, of eventual acceptance. I understood then that the silence between seconds had been human once. Many humans. All of them absorbed, merged, transformed into something that was no longer individual but desperately wanted to be remembered. Story number 351,194. This is only the beginning of what I must tell you.